What's up? It's your girl Quisha, the ATL Hookah Queen, and I'm having cocktails with Carly.
Original, no carbon copy, fell from heaven, moving godly. Let's talk about it over cocktails with Carly. Kicking flavor, sitting pretty, talking confident, not cocky. Let's talk about it over cocktails with Carly. Am I sorry that I'm tardy to the party? No, not hardly. Made a quick pit stop, had a cocktail with Carly. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it over cocktails with Carly. Let's talk about it. How you cocktails with Carly. That's how you feel. Let's talk about it. How you cocktails with Carly. Tell them why you mad. Let's talk about it. Tell them how you feel. Let's talk about it. Tell them why you stressed. Tell them why you mad. Tell them why you happy. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them how you feel. Get it off your chest. Get it off your mind.
Quisha. The ATL Hookah Queen. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, you guys, we've been pre-gaming. We're going to keep it all the way live. We've been pre-gaming, having a wonderful time, okay, before we started shooting. First off and foremost, I must say you look absolutely beautiful, like a goddess.
Thank you.
Okay? So this dress, you got to tell me about it. So I noticed that all of your outfits have this wonderful eye on it. Do you create these outfits? Do you purchase them like this? Like, where can somebody get it? Like, is it, like, what is it? Because I want some too.
I know that's right. So I have a few ladies in my life that are amazing designers.
Yes.
My cousins, relatives. I have a lot of creatives in my life. And so they will, whatever it is that I desire to have, they will create it.
I love that.
And then I just stamp my logo on it. Or if I see something, if I already have it, I will put my logo on everything.
Yes.
I have logos on my pajamas.
I know that's right.
I have logos on aprons. I have logos on hats. I mean, you name it.
I love that.
I'm just bringing it into fruition. But this was a gift to me from a beautiful artist, Gina Helena.
Okay.
That booty was way too big for it. And so...
Hello, here I am. Enjoy.
And I put the logo.
And the logo. She's like, let me see if I want it. Let me find a place to put my logo. Okay, that's good. I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, she saw it and said, this
it.
is Queen. So I was like, okay, I appreciate that. You
Yes.
see me like, this is a beautiful gift, and I was just honored to receive it. So
I love it. I love it. So for those that don't understand the I logo, do you want to kind of give us a little more scope about what the I means?
Sure. So for me, it's a lot of people will think it's about the all-seeing eye. It's more so about opening up your chakras, right? Opening up your third eye. And for me, it's been quite a journey that I've been on when it comes to chakra alignment. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm not a perfect person in that journey. But I know that opening up your third eye is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can receive. And so I want more people to be enlightened. It's about being enlightened. And that's something that I desire to bring to my people, to be resourceful and to enlighten a lot of people and to be enlightened. But it's not something where I am chasing perfection or to be a super woke person.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. Some people think it's witchcraft. Some people think I don't believe in God. And I honestly... love the power of that. I let people think whatever the hell they want to think.
Right.
Because it's like, what about me makes you assume that I'm on the dark side?
Right.
It's really something in you that's giving that,
Yeah.
that's reflecting that energy. So honestly, it's just about opening your third eye. That's really what it's about. And that's where I'm at with it.
I love it because your energy is absolutely magnetic. Okay, you guys, so the way that I got Miss Quisha on the show is because I posted on my Instagram, like, can somebody tell Miss Quisha, ATL Hookah Queen, that I want to have her on my show? And here we are, right?
Yes.
So we had a couple people reach out, and so I appreciate that. And she's here, and I'm going to tell y'all, like, I'm a super fan, okay? I'm a fan. And so we just got through jamming out to one of her songs, and she just gave me a whole little mini, concert, which I'm like, oh, my God. So I love that. And I love pouring into, beautiful women that look like us, that have purpose, right? And so we talked about that a little bit offline about purpose. And so, I know we're just jumping into it, you guys, but we have been pre-gaming. Our energy is on 100. I hope y'all can feel it. But let's talk a little about the energy around your music. So what are you perpetuating? First off, what are you perpetuating in your music to just make it so magnetic with the energy? Because when people hear it, they just, especially mosh pit, I'm sorry, that's just like my shit. I'm gonna say it, I'm biased. But it's like, it's something that just resonates, where it makes you feel invincible. It makes you feel exciting and just liberated. So what is it that you put in this music, girl? Because that's how he had me.
So, so that's a really good question. I think it's just about me speaking from my heart.
Yeah.
Being authentic and trying to live in the moment of whatever it is that I'm feeling. Typically, when I make music, I turn on the instrumental, Carly. I allow myself to flow. I really don't know what's going to come out, to be honest.
Oh, that is cool.
When the beat comes on, it's just like something that takes over me. It may not even be, I get producers all the time that'll be like, you not rocking with this beat? And it's like, well, no, it's not speaking to my spirit.
Right.
It's like, you ever seen people in church catch the Holy Ghost?
Yes.
And you're like, what are they doing? That's what's going on when I'm making music. And so I'm just realistically capturing a moment that it could have been something that happened to me. It could be a story from your legacy that you told me, but I'm just saying the words. I'm normally just saying the melody, and then the words come out, and then it all sonically comes together. So when it comes to this magnetic pull, I think it's because I'm just the type of woman that really is not going to spare any truth.
Right.
I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm going to be
that.
fearless in that. And so it's just about me capturing that moment and bottling it up, and then giving it my all. And I think that is what people really, really come to love about me. So yeah, it's just authenticity. That's all it is.
I think that, and I'll say, we'll speak a little about the industry right now, but I think, well, do you think that the industry lacks authenticity right now?
I believe that the industry, that's like a funny word. Right. Because right now, everything is on overflow. A lot of people may feel like it's on oversaturated, but it's all out there. And so you got people that can be like, you got people with no teeth rapping. You got people bald headed rapping. You got people being white,
pregnant rapping.
Right. It's like,
I never thought I would see that.
Yeah. And so I feel like it's authenticity is at an all-time high. However you decide to slice it, it's there. Right. It's just about where you're looking for it at. And you don't have to be this person. Back in the day, it used to be where if you got pregnant,
you had to go in hiding. You had to go in hiding. Yeah. You couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't play that. I mean, your divorce, it needed to be very amicable, everything had to be under the rug, so to speak. Now everything's in your face.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the minute that I saw women behind the microphone with a big belly, I think even for me to see Beyonce expose her belly at a show, it was a game changer. And so I believe that the entertainment industry, when it comes to authenticity, is at an all-time high. People may want to neglect that fact, but it's there.
Do you think that it's authenticity, or do you think it's a lack of like tact?
So authenticity to me is being your true self. So if you lack
tact, baby.
If you're ratchet, you know what I mean? It is
That's
what
who
it
you
is.
are.
Right. So, but it's certain things that people used to be ashamed of speaking on or bringing to the forefront. And now it's just like, this is me and this is what I got going on. Love it or hate it.
I think that's where we are in like society. And like I speak about this like within my friend group. It's almost like you can have no tact now or be uncouth, so to speak, and still be socially accepted. Whereas back in the day, you couldn't. You had to be buttoned up. But in my opinion, I personally feel like it's gotten out of hand. Because just from a social standpoint, and this is my opinion, you guys, but like just from a social standpoint, it just seems like we want to button certain things back up where you could still be your authentic self, but how do you be your authentic self with still having couth and poise? So for example, like yourself, you're an artist, right? But you're not out here with your stomach out and, you're looking like you could very well be someone's wife, right? Okay, period, manifestations. So, but you see a lot of artists now, and this isn't I just want to make sure we're clear. We're not badgering any other artists. I'm not badgering. I know Dan for sure she's not. because we're all in the arts in so many ways, but we're having a really candid conversation about what we see versus what we would like to probably see, right? Especially speaking from our culture. But do you think that we have probably just went so far out of the realm of coof and protecting like our culture and who we are to being more so, I want to be mainstream, I want to show everything, I want to do everything, I need to force feed, I need to show you my booty hole, I need to do all this stuff. Sorry guys, we have to go there.
Booty hole is crazy.
Very much so. So do you feel like we went too far with it in the form of authenticity?
I think at one point it used to be where, for me, I appreciated artists back in the day because you had MTV Cribs, you had The Diary. So there were certain things that were left out.
Right.
The mystery about a person, the fact that I didn't know who you really were until I was able to tap in from The Diary. This is the diary of Carly.
Right.
Did you know that I have a child? And this is my husband and this is the way I like to live and I'm vegan and blah, blah, blah. Now, every single day, there is somebody, like you said, force feeding that information in your face.
Right.
This is my wife. Actually, know what? I got 2 wives.
Right. And I got a girlfriend.
One of them don't really like what's going on right now, but it's okay because I got money and this is the life. And then you got people like, well, dang, I want that life. Well, join in and whatever,
Right.
And it's to the point where everything is just up in your face. It's super oversaturated and it's kind of bringing down the value to me of things. So it's like authenticity at one point was like, okay, I'm not being let in. I don't have access to this person.
Right.
And now with this here, I have access to this person. It gave you something to look forward to. And now that you have access to everybody, it's like it's oversaturated, it's watered down, and it's like nobody really cares what's the next best thing. And that's why they call it the microwave generation, because we want it now.
Right.
We're so used to being force fed. So to me, I don't know. For me, I just try to do my best to stand my ground.
Yeah.
I give a little bit of something, but I'm not giving you everything because to me, certain things are sacred. And I believe that that's what is lacking right now, the fact that people don't have anything that's sacred. It's like everything is out on the forefront. If you give it all up, what do you really have left?
Right. That's how I feel. I feel exactly the same way. And I feel like the whole discretionary aspect of even being a woman in this cultural experience of music and entertainment, it's almost like you have to over-sexualize yourself, in order to move numbers. We spoke about that offline, that it's like, it's actually kind of frightening. It's like, do we become this successful, artist or person of the arts in the entertainment industry if we're not overly sexualizing ourselves or doing things that we feel the masses are doing? So it's almost like, how would you assume that a person would get to that next step in their career without having to basically exploit themselves?
Honestly, I can feel something taking place where people are tired and bored. Now, there are going to be people that aren't tired and that aren't bored, but people that have something, that heartbeat, that realness, that authenticity we were talking about, they're searching for something more. And I believe that all of that is going to just drown itself out. It's going to play itself out. That's why when you see like, sometimes I look online and I'm like, it's a white granny rapping about being in the hood. How the hell is that interesting? But I'm interested because I'm tired of seeing booty popping, you sucking who and blah, blah. It's like, we heard this story before. Make it more interesting, and it's, but at the end of the day, I respect everybody's deposit because it's their life. Right. So if you had a life of you had a life of being this promiscuous woman, or you were a male that had multiple women, like, okay, I respect it, but you better package it up real fast to where it's different, because you're going to fall by the wayside with everything right now in 2024 moving forward. I believe that there is something that that's going to take place that's extremely massive. I believe it's going to be explosive, and I believe that it's going to take off in a way that nobody ever fathomed because of the fact that we've been force-fed the same thing over and over again. And it's like the gender wars, you know, oh, women should be this way and guys should be this way. And why is this? It's like,
right, stop. I'm so sick of it. And I will tell you, at one point, being a podcaster, I got to the point where I was just like, you know, I talked to my technical directors. Shout out to Trav in the back. You guys, you can get him on YouTube or Instagram at The Cool One. #ad. We talked about it, and I told him, I said, dude, when do you think this ratchet culture is going to go away? You know, and it's like, we need to define, like, ratchet, and in my opinion, is completely like just unhinged, uncoofed, just no boundaries, okay? Do we all have a little ratchet in this? I'm sure. You know, I mean, I can get a little ratchet too, you know, but there's a time and place for everything. And I feel like the ratchet that we constantly see on social media, it's just unhinged. It's just on a different level. But I just wanted to kind of get to understand, like, do you feel like it's going to ever just kind of subside and people are going to say, you know what, we're done?
No, I don't. And the reason that I say that is because every year
there's always
a new there's always going to be the evolution of a new generation, right? And so as we evolve, aka age, aka get older, certain stuff is going to look like you want somebody to do what?
Right.
You know, and I'm not going to lie to you. I try my best to embrace everybody's story and where they're coming from because of the fact that I know that I've been to a certain degree in that space.
Right.
So I'm not eager for it to stop, but to be force-fed it or to make it seem like it's the most popular thing or the it thing, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think it will ever stop. I think it's going to get even more crazier. I mean, when we had Trina, I remember where I was when I first heard Trina. I remember my auntie who was like one of them. Yeah, she was one of them straight out of Duval County, came to Atlanta in college, like litty, okay? And had me and my sister listening to the Hot Boys. We was listening to Trina. We was listening to everything. And it was like mind-blowing. And so to hear what we hear now, it's like, okay, this is just like the evolution of that. It's only going to get crazier until it just really gets to a point where that's just not the style anymore. Yeah. But it's always going to exist and it's always going to evolve because it's in our culture. So I don't knock it. I'm not the type of woman that looks down at, you know, the younger women and say, oh, that's beneath me or I'm this type of person. If anything, I just want to be an example to show you how to be a better you.
That part.
Because you're just going through your phase. Yeah. You know, and it ain't necessarily a whole phase because every woman don't have that. I've never had a whole phase, you know.
Me neither.
I had a phase where I'm dating multiple men.
Right.
But a whole phase, I always like have to inquire, what is that considered? Like,
what is your definition of the whole phase?
I fucked up. I should have had my mic hooked up.
I told you. This is his shit. He's like, wait a minute. Oh, shout out to Trav in the back. Okay, he is wild and unhinged right now. He wants to speak about that whole face so bad. But yeah, there's a lot of women. But yeah, we need to define these type of like terms when people say hoe phase, because dating multiple men, I wouldn't say that it's hoe phase. Unless you date multiple men, you doing trains on him and all his friends and everything and so on and so forth, then we would have to probably dissect a little more into, you probably meet that, you know.
So Carly, I gotta be upfront with you, okay? And this is not about me. This is like all my friends and my friends watching. I'm sorry.
They gonna be watching, sis. We talking about you. Cheers to you.
But so, if you are dating multiple men, and you letting them in, and I'm trying to keep it cute because I don't know who's like, I don't know, right? Because I'm life insurance babe too. At the end of the day,
I know that's right.
Okay, so I gotta keep it good. But if you are dating Henry on Monday, okay, and Henry hit that, he took you out to eat, gave you a little Louis bag, okay, then 2 days, 3 days later, you go meet your little homeboy Bobby, okay? And then you let Bobby get some, like, okay, then you wait a week, you sit on it. Then you let another dude, like, ooh, That's
a
a
little
whole
active.
phase to me.
That's active.
I feel like you got a whole lot going on in that pH balance, baby. Like you gotta sit that little thing on.
You got to put that thing on ice at least 30. In my opinion is 30 days in between each.
Come on.
Because you got to at least cycle that thing out.
Because here's the thing. If you don't, you are dealing with multiple energies from men and you wondering why you having all of this.
Mood swings, stuff not working out for you.
Because he's dealing with other women too. If you are not committed to that man and you're dating 3 men at the same time and juggling those men in the same month, you bet your bottom ass he's rotating them women way more than you are rotating him. So I don't know. I think whole phase for me, I think it's cool to date multiple men. I've been told that you just got to see who the best one is. You know, to date multiple men, I'm figuring out who you are. I'm befriending you. It's a certain level that we're getting to.
Right.
But to be intimate with you, to let you in on that level, that's why a lot of y'all be having that.
Kinkon, kinkon, kinkon. Honey, let me tell you, you struck a chord with me because I travel a lot and I go through the airport a lot. And when you get off the airplane, you got to use the bathroom, you got to get in, you got to get in line, you got to go right in after people. And I was very thankful when the mask situation was in full effect because it saved me. But I am like, we got to put that thing on ice, ladies. Okay.
I got a question.
Oh, welcome, Trav, without the mic.
What do you say to the woman that take down 10 during the summer?
Take down 10?
How long is the summer?
The summer is 3 months. That's a
90
quarter.
days.
4 months?
Take down
90
10.
days?
But then she arguing
No.
with you like, nigga, what do you mean
No,
you
baby
gonna
girl,
be
10,
like
that's
that?
10 in a year. It's 12 months in a year. That's too much.
You almost averaging one a month.
That's too much. That's too much on the heart, body, and the soul. And at one point,
And
no.
then look, she say a nigga ain't shit because he don't want to fuck with that and take that serious.
Well, are you taking yourself seriously?
I don't know.
What do you
It's
say?
like, let me ask
What
you
do
a
y'all
question.
say to that woman? Be like,
You got
that
a
nigga
car,
ain't
right?
shit.
And this
He
might
don't
be a
fuck with me.
flip analogy.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But would you let if 10 people drove your car, like you would feel a way about that,
I
right?
would.
Like you out of town and 10 people driving your car, you like, hold on, who get in there? Hold on, well,
Right.
Carly in there, Trav in there?
Yeah.
Why you in there?
Does somebody smoke?
Hold on, who?
Somebody
What's
adjusting
going on in
chairs?
here?
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. That is 10 in the summer, girl.
You had a hot girl summer, girl.
Girl, that pH, I know that thing on the twang. I know that thing got a twang to it.
I
Ain't
thought Trav
no
was
way.
the only person
Ain't
that
no way.
used
You
that
better
one.
be detoxing, take you some apple cider vinegar, baby. Like Quisha, your favorite TT, will tell you what you need to do. But 9 times out of 10, guys, fellas, if a woman is off, and I'm talking about consistently, something is going on. She may not be in tune with her body, or she may be dealing with multiple men. And a lot of, I won't say young girls, because I have a lot of young girls that treat their bodies like a temple.
Yes.
Respectfully, and then I have some young girls that's out there, but 10 in the summer is crazy.
That's a
I
lot.
don't think
I've never
ever heard of
encountered that. I'm very
bogus
very
as hell.
conservative with it, and I would never do that.
10?
That's very uncomfortable. Like, I know that woman probably has a lot of
You gotta
uncomfortable
do some
sex.
Kegels.
Yeah, she needs to go sit in some
So how do
Epsom
you feel
salt.
like, how do y'all feel like that about men doing 10 in one summer?
I feel personally the same way.
That's OD, and I don't want it. Somebody that's like that, I mean, you bring that energy to me.
Right.
So if I am dating, let's say I'm dating multiple men, and it might be 3 men that I'm dating in the summertime, and I choose you because we vibing right, and I'm intimate with you, but you're intimate with these other women. I feel like you're bringing that energy to me.
you,
It's gonna throw
yes.
my stuff off,
Right.
And not even like on a physical level, on a spiritual level. You wondering why we having so much static, and it's because you're dealing with multiple energies.
Right.
How am I supposed to balance that?
Yes.
And so it goes both ways. I'm not dealing with a female or a male that's trying to balance sexually. You most likely lack discipline, because who the hell has time to balance 10 human beings over the summer?
And not only give their body to them, like you're in an intimate space. You're not just having a conversation, and you swapping DNA. Oh,
So y'all do know when it comes to men, it's not a balance. It's just a pull out.
It's still an energetic
I
connection.
don't know, y'all,
It is
I
still.
don't know.
Let me tell you something. If I am one of the women that
Nobody's
are
on
in
your side.
rotation, my energy is definitely there. It's there and it's extremely strong. And I don't know how the hell you're going to be able to deal with another woman that's I don't care if she's here or there. I don't know how you're going to be able to balance it because I'm all up through you. I'm on your mind as soon as you leave. Okay? So at the end of the day, you can try to juggle that if you want to. You're going to find
You're going to be thinking about this, baby. You are not going to be able to focus.
And it's not even to be boastful or cocky. It's just a real thing that I have experienced. So I don't do well with men that are extremely promiscuous. I believe that most men are promiscuous. But there comes a time where you get in front of me and you say, all right, Quisha, this is what I want. And I might decide where I am with it, but I don't know. I don't see you being able to balance me and 9 other women.
I don't want to deal with someone that's dealing with multiple energies.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Why am I working on protecting my energy, protecting my soul, taking care of myself, eating right, doing all these things for myself, and then you get to go run amok with people that are not even taking care of themselves as much.
It's like you might have a young girl you're dealing with in college. You might have a girl that have 2 baby daddies. You got a girl that got her stuff together. She a lawyer with a degree, but really ain't got time with you. You got your little cougar chick. She like 55 or something. Got she established. Like you dealing with all that plus me, baby. Go have that because I don't see it working out. It's never been something that can work out. I'm either going to trump that or you're either gonna go crazy. Yes. It's one way or the other because some men actually want to have their cake and eat it too, but you can't really balance that. 10? Come on, man.
A lot of men want to have their cake and eat it too. And I think that, but I will say, I truly believe the numbers are dropping based off of my social circle of friends and what I'm seeing on the men with the men that I follow on social media. They are more so over the, I want to say the BBL era of life. The fun girls, the novelty girls, the I want to touch it and play with it and fantasy women. I think that more men now are so much more interested in real connections, real women that they can say, oh my God, you're normal. You know what I mean? And I've heard that, not in terms of someone being interested in me, but someone just having a regular conversation of, I just want somebody normal that's not trying to get me for all my money, that doesn't have an over-embellished body, that doesn't, and then shout out to the chicks with the over-embellished bodies. Like, there is a market for everyone.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if that's your thing, that's your fucking thing. But we got a lot of brothers that want real in all facets of it. Not necessarily, oh, you wear extensions, I don't like you, but more so real as in character, personality. You know what I mean? Like real life. Like if something happened to me and I need somebody to help with the bills, like, are you willing to help? You know what I mean? And so, but if you, are you willing to help, Quish?
Are you? Yeah, I am.
I am. Because I'm going to tell you, if I'm with him to begin with, I already know that he's a boss. Okay. If he falls into weird times, if I'm dealing with him, I'm already showing him how to move his money.
Come on.
So that guess what, babe? We ain't gonna fall on hard times.
Facts.
Okay. But guess what? We may not be able to rely on these 3 incomes, but we gonna rely on these 2. Or we can't rely on these 6, but we can rely on these 3. So it's all in the type of woman that you actually get with. And I think that brothers are ready for that.
Yeah.
I
find that it's kind of weird because I could be in the grocery store and I am thugged out in the grocery store.
I don't believe it.
I'm not giving this.
I don't believe it.
I am so chill. Okay. And I will find guys approach me and it seems like they desire everything uncut. They want the walls broken down. They want they want to know, who are you? When I wake up in the morning and I roll over.
What's that gonna look like?
Right. And it's because it's some women, guys deal with some women that won't even FaceTime without putting their face on.
Oh, no.
Or without putting on a wig, And sometimes I may get in my mode, but for the most time, you don't get this face. You getting bare face, boneless eyebrows, boneless lashes, boneless face. And so, I think that these type of women, that are true to themselves trump any type of woman that is the BBL or whatever. And I believe that whatever you desire to do as a woman, you have the right to do.
Right.
I will never ever shame a woman for wanting to get breast implants or a BBL liposuction
Do what
or
makes
whatever.
you feel amazing.
Sometimes the face is like, sis, you gonna mess with your face? That's a little bit much.
That's kind of that's a tricky one.
But I feel like whatever you decide to do, if you want to enhance as women, guys don't realize we've been playing dress up since a baby girl.
Yes.
We were taught the fairy tale life. So for us to play dress up, it's like the norm.
Right.
It's not we don't mean to offend when we put on the lace. We don't
just
mean
wanna
to
be
offend
pretty.
when we put on the rosy cheeks or the lip gloss or the lashes. It's like, this is something that has been introduced to us since day one. It's a fairy tale. A lot of times people speak down about the fact that women want to play dress up or make, but it's something that we've just been, it's in our culture.
Yeah,
we were
I would say.
introduced to it at a young age. And I don't think it's that we're chasing perfection. I believe it's that we are just into enhancing.
Yes.
That's all.
I think it only gets weird when it's overly enhanced to the guys.
Facts.
Because I will tell you, I'm going to keep it a buck. I get a little, I love women I love beautiful women, right? I want us to be beautiful. I love it. I'm a girly girl. We talked about, femininity earlier. And I think that when they start touching their faces with like the over excessive fillers, what they don't understand is, one of my friends, he's a celebrity makeup artist, does makeup for like some of the greats. And he said the problem is once you start with the fillers, you have to keep getting them. Because when you stop, it severely ages you. So you see a lot of maybe some reality stars that will remain unnamed. They will get all these fillers and you'll say, wow, their face is so incredibly defined. But then if you zoom in, you start to see the definition of the fillers. And so ladies, stop touching your face, okay? And if you do, go to a great doctor that is going to give you small enhancements and build you up, not literally give you a Gaston face, okay? The bone structure, like what? Like immediately. So I'm into enhancements. I love makeup. I love hair. I'm into like, do your body if you want to. Just be soft at the end of the day.
I think the issue though is that who the hell told us that it was a bad thing to age?
I know.
Like, when I look in the mirror, people will tell me that I look younger than my age, but
then you do, and you know this.
Thank you. But I can see my age and I'm okay with that. I can see that and I'm okay with that. And I think it's a beautiful journey to go into because of the fact that I know so many people who didn't make it this far. I know so many people who didn't make it this far. So there's some people that I look at and I'm like, you might want to try a little Botox. But for the most part, I look at some women and I think, I don't even want to get into this, but I had a meditation journey. And in my meditation, when I first started meditating, I went into this village and I'm like totally not myself. I'm like totally elsewhere.
Right.
And these people told me I had the eyes of God. And I always wondered what that meant. And I felt as though that it meant that I may see the beauty in people way differently.
Right.
And so somebody might see a person and say, they're ugly. That person looks extremely old. But I may be able to look at that person and say, but what about the way that their cheekbones rise up in their ears? Like, I can see different things. So I see beauty in age. I don't really see an old ass individual. Like, you look old as hell. It's giving auntie.
Right.
A lot of people try to make it seem like that's a bad thing. And I think in the entertainment field or the industry, a lot of women, when you look at so many women that are on, they have the accolades, they have become successful, but they're still enhancing. It's like you just keep seeing them doing things to their body and their face, and it's because they want to keep up. They don't want to. They want to look youthful, but it's like, who's gonna show up and say it's okay? It's okay to actually go through that process. And I don't know where I'm going with that, but I think that once we get to that, just as a unit, not even culturally, just as a people, as the human race, once we embrace the fact that, aging is a beautiful thing. Right. Think about anything aged. Doesn't it taste better?
It sure does.
Doesn't it feel better? Isn't it just better? Yes. It's more wisdom in that. And it's like, you know, we try to make it out to be this bad thing. So I don't mind enhancing myself or certain things, wearing makeup or wearing hair or whatever to create the look that I'm going for. Right. But I am so in love with the process of me aging because I'm like, this is me at this point.
Yeah, know, like, I enjoy it as well. I think that the key to good skin is skincare. and I will tell y'all, going to skincare. Yeah, skincare. And you gotta eat right. Come on. And you can't be drinking all that brown liquor, ladies. Yeah. And you know, so but it also to sum it up, it comes down to really like loving yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whatever that means for you. If you want to go get a BBL and you feel like that's going to make you love yourself more, girl, go get that 50-inch ass. Go do your thing. 50-inch ass. Go do your thing. If you feel like you need to go get those titties to make you feel like this is going to go do that. You know what I mean? But just be careful, okay? Be very careful. So I did have, just kind of shifting gears a little bit, I wanted to ask you about this clip that you posted on your social media. It says, so in one of your clips on social media, you spoke about building a tribe of support with like-minded people. Can you tell us a little about that mission?
I follow this guy, J.R. McKee. Follow him.
Hey.
J.R. McKee is a mentor of mine, and he has taught me about building a community. And basically, the community is about a tribe, like-minded people, giving people access to things that you won't necessarily have access to on social media, providing an experience. So for me, it's about purpose. My community is very resourceful. Mm-hmm. I desire to give people the resources that I didn't have at a certain point, whether that be I got my arm broken by a police officer before I was pregnant. You think anybody was able to pinpoint me to a lawyer? Absolutely not. I lost that case. This was during a point where cameras and all of that wasn't very prevalent. And so I realized certain things in my journey where a lot of us black people, we're just getting started when it comes to culture. We're just learning ourselves. We're finding out the truth. We're finding out what we don't like, what we do like, who's who, you know. And so I want to be a resource hub. And for my community, it's more so about building my tribe outside of social media.
Yeah.
And also direct to consumer. A lot of people don't understand that, but direct to consumer is a lot different from me saying, okay, hey, you guys, I'm selling a hookah and it's a flavor called Cocktail Carly because we just had this interview. I need all you guys to get it. Most of the people are going to be like, oh, that's really, really great. But the people that have been tapped into my community, 9 times out of 10 are going to purchase that item. So instead of me trying to sell something on, you know, Tidal and trying to distribute my music a certain way, I can say, hey, you guys, I'm providing this experience. Like one of my experiences is plant-based pussy. And I don't mean to like rant, but plant-based pussy is about female empowerment. It's about the journey that I went on to detox and get to a certain level in my life, and just me providing the resources and the message behind it. And so a lot of people won't be able to have access to that album if they aren't in the community. So this it's just like about access.
Right.
Yeah. So J.R. McKee is teaching me about that as far as branding, and that's how
I love
works.
that. I think that I think that we're in more of a space in society and within our healed community where we want to protect our exclusivity.
Yes.
You know, and I think I'm there. I don't give everybody access to me. But even just in this new year of a journey for me with self-love and just self-care, everybody's not going to have access. You know, even people that I've probably known for a while that would typically be in my space just by default just will not be able to have access. Because I believe that protecting your space, and I know that we use this term so loosely, but just protecting your energy and protecting your space is so important when it comes down to just evolving. Because you can very well have people in your space that really don't root for you, but they root for your energy. They root for, just subtracting and just being in your space and who you are and what's around you. And so it's very important in this generation and in this space that we're in that you acknowledge that and you move accordingly. Yeah. Because everybody's not your friend. And I had to learn that myself. Everybody's not your friend that wants to hang out with you and be around you. Yeah. It feels good to have this tribe of people, but what is really a tribe? Somebody that's gonna fuck with you the long way. That's not gonna just be fair weather or wanna come hang out when it's the free drinks are flowing or the free stuff is going. And so you know who really is for you when you're like, hey, I'm doing this tonight. You wanna come through? And they're like, I'm doing this, but I will be there for you to support you. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you're speaking about reciprocity. Yes. And I think that that's huge because it's not a lot of that going on. It's like I can be this entity, right? But my people, they know who I am. Right. Quisha, ATL Hookah Queen, they're here represent for me. But what about what you've got going on?
Right.
You're a person all within yourself. And so I think it's about showing up for the people that, and it's not even about showing up for who shows up for me.
Right.
It's about showing up for where I want to be.
Right.
I desire to be here. If I didn't desire to be here or I felt like it was off, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I think that is power in that. So you said a mouthful as far as all of that is concerned. And I think that where everything is going, it's just about us making a conscious decision to put our best foot forward and move in a way that is out of love. But also when you think about protecting your energy, that self-love, that self-care, I've made songs about that because I do feel as though that it's super important and people neglect that fact.
Right.
Like, I can't let your mental health affect my mental health.
Right.
Right. And it's like, or am I sacrificing my mental health for your mental health? Like, let me get me together first and then let's meet halfway.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to be 100% perfect, Carly, but it's like, okay, I got, so that's where I am with things. And I think that's why we just gel organically because of the fact of where we are as women and just looking at society and where we desire to be and who we are.
Right.
It's just about knowing our place.
Yes, I would agree. So let's shift gears a little bit. So let's talk about your music. Okay. So we learned a little about Miss Quisha.
It's Quisha.
Miss Quisha. I love it. And so let's talk about your name. So ATL Hookah Queen. How did you come up with that?
ATL Hookah Queen came about because my sister and I, we owned a hookah company. We were one of the first women entrepreneurs to have a hookah catering company in Atlanta. And we bounced from, you name it, Barnacles, Duluth, which is now Dreams ATL, Pinups, California, not California Pizza Kitchen, but the pizza bar off on Camp Creek.
U-Bar?
Not U-Bar, Pizza Bar.
Pizza Bar,
we had about 15 locations on lock to a certain degree. And so we were ATL Hookahs, and we still are. But we were a hookah catering service, and people would be calling me Queen because they might not be able to pronounce Quisha. Right. And that's been something I've been going through my entire life, just being called Queen. My dad nicknamed me that. He's like, hey, I want you to know Quisha is Queen. You don't have to make it a ghetto thing. Because I used to have issues and insecurities when a white teacher's like, Keisha, whatever, because my name is DeQuisha. Okay. Right? But at the end of the day, everybody called me Quisha. And so my dad broke it down. He's like, Queen, that's your name. That's the name I gave you.
I love that.
Or whatever. And so when it came to ATL Hookahs, people would be like, Queen. And this guy was like, ATL Hookah Queen. He used to nag the hell out of me. And so I was like, you know what? I like that. And I just ran with it. Right. And I thought it was much easier than Quisha. And so I became one of the founders we were the forefront of hookahs in Atlanta. So you had like the Hookah Boys from AG Entertainment, and you had Breath of the Gods, and then you had ATL Hookah. So that's like everybody knows if you've been in the entertainment industry, if you've been in the nightlife world, you heard of ATL Hookahs, and if you didn't, it's because you heard of someone else, but they know about us. So.
Right? Ask about us. Okay, so you ended up keeping the name and then going into music. So when did you start music, or was it all happening at the same time?
I've been doing music, Carly, my entire life. Since I was a baby girl, I've always had the same dream. I have came up with multiple different groups as a kid, always throwing talent shows and stuff like that. Always in the talent shows from elementary, middle school, high school, college, always doing my own thing. And so as far as ATL Hookah Queen, I think I went on a journey where I was a little bit insecure about my name. I only saw people like Beyonce or Fantasia that had very unique names, but nobody like, you know, you hear people say, it was some Bonquishas in there, a Bonquiquis.
And you're like, what does that mean?
Right. And so to me, it means hood, it means ghetto.
Right.
You know, that's what it meant. And it's something that I never shied away from. But eventually my mother had to tell me, like, do you know why I named you that? It's because I didn't want you to have something that was typical off as far as your ethnicity. You are a black woman that was born in Duval County, Florida. Okay, do you know your background? Like, you are Quisha. I made that name up. So if anybody else had that name, it's because we were all in alignment. And she's like, you know, some people will fight for their daughters to be named Ashley or Samantha because they want their daughter to thrive in the corporate world. But I never had that dream for you. I always knew who you were. I always knew that you would be somebody that's going to stand out and shock the world. And that's what I tried to bring to the table, shock value. So Quisha, a black girl coming out of, you know, Duval County, Florida. This is something that's like, if you make it, anybody can.
Yeah.
You are going to set the standard for black girls. You are going to be the reason that when black girls travel, they can find their name on a keychain, Quisha. And when my mom started to break it down to me like that, it was like,
you just felt the boast of like, wow, I can do anything. I love that.
So ATL Hookah Queen was just a cushion to hide behind, you know, Quisha, because I still wasn't really sure. Sometimes you say a name to different ethnicities and they can't really pronounce it, or even my own people.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you pronouncing me Keisha? You don't have a Quisha. Where you from?
You know what the Q's sound like.
Yeah, like even Sierra be like, oh yeah, I'm Bonquiquis. And I always be like, one day I'm gonna link up with some of these girls who think it's funny. Like, I literally trademarked the name because I know that there's value there. So ATL Hookah Queen is honestly, it's like me hiding from Quisha, but I've been feeling something and I'm like, you know what? Everybody's being themselves now. I can let my tresses down and be who I am because I embrace me. And I know that every time I get a person named Quita, Marquisha or something, I'm like, girl, that's ghetto as hell.
Right.
But I love it. And I'm like, what's up, Quee? So
Right.
I know that there is something in store for us, but I have to do this thing. I have to make it. I have to be successful because I have to show them that every Quisha doesn't look like somebody sitting outside with a chicken bone in their hand, scratching and beating their lace front. You know, this is what Quisha looks like.
Right.
You know, so that's where it all comes from.
I love that. So recently so you kind of answered my next question. So recently you've decided, I think this was back in November, you had decided to kind of like evolve from ATL Hookah Queen to I Am Quisha. So is it safe to say now you have completely and fully like accepted the I Am Quisha? Did you go with that or?
So it's who is Quisha?
Who is Quisha?
And this is something that I've been doing since I was a teenager. Like, who is Quisha? But I get DMs every day. People pouring their hearts out. Quisha, I can't let ATL Hookah Queen go. I just feel like that is the energy that you bring. Who is Quisha? I want to know who she is, but I'm not letting go of my ATL Hookah Queen. And it's like, well, dang, I feel like ATL Hookah Queen only puts me in a certain bracket.
Right.
Me saying who Quisha is, I'm going to break that down.
Right.
To everything that we're talking about plus some. I really want you to know the depths of me and who I really am and what I went through and what I had to go through to become this woman. I'm not perfect. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to keep going.
Right.
I'm not stopping anytime soon, and I want you to see what that looks like. That's who Quisha is. So there are times where I'm like, because again, J.R. McKee, my mentor, one of my mentors, he's one of the ones, him and his team was like, hey, we love ATL Hookah Queen.
Oh man, you're like, come on.
And I'm like, I know it's what I've been hearing for years, but I'm like,
Right.
well, Drake is Champagne Poppy. Why can't I be
But he
ATL
also goes by
Hookah Queen?
Drake.
Right. It's like, why can't I? Because the hookah thing is something that I aspire to do on an international level. There's going to be an ATL Hookahs in Dubai.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's going to be an ATL Hookahs where you're from
Yes.
in LA. That's my vision. And so I just look at it like that's just an umbrella. They're like, hey, no, we need to know who is Quisha. We need to know Quisha. That is the brand. Quisha is the top of the umbrella, and then ATL Hookah Queen needs to fall somewhere else. And so with me seeing people or mentors that have done it before, made millions of dollars, manifested certain things on a marketable level, why would I not take your advice?
You can do it. I mean, I look at it like for example, I'm Cocktails with Carly, but then there's a whole nother person outside of Cocktail. When I'm places, sometimes people will say, "Hey, Cocktails with Carly," like a whole name, right? Which I actually think it's kind of funny, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm also Carly, the person that lives in the suburbs that actually enjoys like to play like tennis and make candles, right? But I also have cocktails and, you know, host cocktail events and host my friends and, you know, I have a show and all these. So I think that people just have to understand that there's a multifaceted, like faceted. I think I'm saying that right.
You are.
And I'm a lot of different things, but I'm Cocktails with Carly to you. I'm Carly to another person. I'm mom to my daughter. Like, you know, so, but people just have to get to the point where they can appreciate and understand, like, I am ATL Hookah Queen, but I'm also Quisha.
Yeah.
And I want you to know who I am because you have to know, in order for you to know who ATL Hookah Queen is, you got to know who Quisha is.
Come on.
So let's talk about your music style. So you rap and sing. What do you enjoy the most?
That's kind of like asking me if I enjoy my son or my daughter the most, right?
Oh.
They're both my children.
So you love them equally.
I do.
Okay. So let's talk about, I'm like, all right, fine. Okay. I get no traction on that.
I mean, I can be honest with you. In the shower, I'm mostly singing.
Of
In my
course,
home,
the
I'm
acoustics.
singing. Yeah, I'm singing most of the time. I can't get music out of my head. I don't even know where it comes from. I'm just singing all the goddamn on time, and I honestly wish I could shut it up. To me, rap is exhausting. I have to. Hey yo, it's your girl Quisha, the ATL Hookah Queen. I'm over here with my girl.
Yeah.
It's like I have to give up so much.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm just like, hey, it's Quisha. I got this song for you. I want to sing it.
I want to sing it.
Blah blah blah. And it's like, ooh, I want to hear that. What you got to
Right.
say, Quee, you know. So I like my daughter a little bit more than my son. My son is the rap, you know.
Yeah.
But they both my children, so I can't really be trying to.
Right. I get it. Okay, so let's talk about, because you know I'm going to get to my song in a minute. So, but before we get there, let's talk about Shake Your Dreads, right? So that's your latest video, right? So it is definitely high energy per usual. I don't know where you bottle up this energy, but you need to sell it. So it's right. So you have this amazing energy in this video. You've got the pink dreads. Okay, so what was you're cutting hair. You're talking about the dudes with the Beijing. You're talking about all the different types of guys that you like with the haircuts and the beards and all this fun stuff. So what was your inspiration behind that video?
So right now I'm doing something called the Queen Mix, which is me remixing songs that are out there that are topping the charts, that are going viral, and making it into my own. And it's really about subject matter. It's a challenge for myself. So if it's a song called Microphone, I'm really going to dive in that. And so for Shake Your Dreads, I was thinking about the fact that it's so much I could speak about.
Yes.
Like, what do we see as women right now?
Right.
We see the guys trying to dye their beards black. We see the guys trying to hold on to the hair that's clearly
leaving.
receding.
That's leaving.
You know? And it's like, baby, I like the fact that you bald head.
Right.
I like the fact you got a little gray in there. You ain't gotta
Right. You don't have to
Beijing. You don't have to
it
do
up.
that. You know, and so I just tapped into my own experiences, and I told somewhat of a true story, and I had a lot of fun with it. And
Yeah.
I think that's the dynamic of any song that I have, just me taking the subject matter and taking it serious. But see, I'm from the old school, so most of the time when you hear somebody featured on something, I try to picture like if Sexy Red, that's Sexy Red song. So if Sexy Red called Quisha to be on the song, how would I deliver? I need to deliver professionally. I need to give it up on a level that's going to be like, where the hell, like, I'm like, bald head niggas, they be all in, which is the truth. What bald head do you know it's not gonna go all in with you? Or
they always go all in.
Or if I got a dread, he has hang time, I need to know in hoodie season if he hanging, you know. Women are not speaking about these things. It's like you can see the big booties on women and give it up, but it's like women are really talking about the fact that when hoodie season comes around,
them gray
like we can
sweatpants.
see what's going on. We see that. We see it. Let's make it be known. And so I'm just the voice of the real. And so the Queen Mix is just about subject matter. It's about energy. It's about my real life experiences and about speaking on things that people are afraid to speak on.
Okay, I like that. And so, yeah, because I was vibing out to it on my way here. But you know I have to get into my favorite song. Okay. I love Mosh Pit. Mm-hmm. So please, like, that's first off, y'all, we was jamming, like, on the ones and twos, okay? To Mosh Pit, and I think I mentioned it. I got my mini concert, so we are definitely enjoying our cocktails. Okay, hope you guys are enjoying the show too. But what was the inspiration behind Mosh Pit? Because it's the shit. I'm sorry. Costume on point, hair slick, bang flipped, like everything is just. I love it.
So Mosh Pit came about because, as I mentioned before, how I process music, I listen to instrumentals and I just catch the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
And I had been listening to this specific instrumental for a minute. And I shot a video for Self-Love. Mm-hmm. It was like the most beautiful video I've ever shot in my life. Shout out to Timothy Lenz. And I realized after the video shoot, I was like, oh, shoot, I'm a mom. My kid has to eat. So let's go to Kroger.
Right.
So I go to Kroger. And when I go to Kroger, there's this old Karen, I'm just going to call her, because I don't like to say white lady because I'm friends with people all over. I'm not a racist. I'm not. I just love, you know. Mm-hmm. And I believe that Karens do exist. We've seen them. And this lady was just like, first of all, I'm dressed. Just imagine if I realize right now that I have to be on mom duty and I go to Kroger like this. People are going to be like, you know, and I get that a lot. It's the absolute norm for me. And so I come for my self-love video shoot. I'm in this like Chun-Li ass outfit. I have these big bouffant ponytails, like Afro puffs. I'm looking amazing. And I'm looking like somebody off of Mortal Kombat or something, for real. Like, but the black version. And I guess I went to the self-checkout and it wasn't hitting. Like, you know, when it kind of scans and it kind of gives you a little kickback. And so this lady is just like standing there. She walks up to me and she just keeps on and keeps on like, hey, you need to pay for that. And I have my AirPods on. So I'm looking at her like, what are you saying exactly? I see her, but I'm the type of person where I can really beam on a mofo. Like, I don't have to, I will not pay attention to you. I will totally ignore you, because if I actually go there with you, you're going to trigger something unfathomable and it's going to go left, because I am the definition of a real Quisha, for real. So it can go there, but I know how to fine tune it. And so that's what I was doing. And this black girl looked at me and she was like, don't worry about it. She always be on that. So I'm like, well, what? I took my AirPods out. I'm listening to LeChat, Memphis artist, somebody I really look up to. And the lady's just like really talking about the fact that I can afford my grocery. I am stealing. I'm doing the most.
Oh, wow. Unprovoked.
Yeah. And so it really started to, it was just out of nowhere. You ever just have a great day and then something left field hits you and it challenges you and you realize that you still got a lot of healing to do. But that day, I was like, you know what? Girl, I don't know where you coming from, but like, is people like got the cameras out too? They're like filming her because she was really.
Oh, this was a scene.
She was starting to get a little belligerent. That lady right there, someone called put like really on that type of time, and so I handled it gracefully. I was just like, girl, let's play big bank, take little bank. Show your bank account and I'm going to show mine. And I guarantee you that you're on government assistance before I am. I know you on Social Security, old lady. I know what you got going on. And so anyways, it was, they diffused the situation inside of that Kroger because they always see me there in Midtown. And I end up going to my car. I listen to the instrumental And then as soon as it came on, I'm just like, yeah, shut the fuck up. You ain't stopped shit. No. Then I don't know what came. I do not know what came out of me.
And you just spazzed.
Yes. And as soon as I got home, I called my son. I was like, hey, yo, I need you to open up the door right now and put the groceries up. I hop in the shower. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm about to put this outfit back on because it matched my little Quisha Azul glass that I had.
Right.
The outfit. And so I got on TikTok and I literally started freestyling. And everything that came from my mouth was flowing from a guy I was dating who was trying to stop what I had going on or just trying to make it seem like I wasn't who I am. And then I just remixed that with this Karen, and baby, I had mosh pit. I did not even know that those words were going to flow out of my mouth. I had been sitting on that instrumental for maybe like 2 or 3 months, and it just came out of nowhere. Then when I even say drop some bands on it, time to switch, I was leveling up from one whip. I was getting out of my 430 BMW and switching to a little X6. So it was like,
I know
just
that's
that
right.
transit.
I was elevating,
it was like all of
baby.
that. So I just was freestyling, and it came about. It was a long-winded ass story, but yeah, this.
I love it. Let me tell you, that's my bop. If you guys have not heard Mosh Pit, which you would be like unhumane if you haven't heard it, but you guys definitely have to check it out. It's on all streaming platforms, right?
Yes, it is. Shooting a video soon. Carly, you gotta be in it.
I'm gonna be in the video. I'm gonna be like with a matching outfit. Yeah.
Pool party in the winter is topless, all female.
Okay.
No guys allowed.
I'm going. Y'all, look, it's quiet. They salty in the back, y'all.
They like, we gonna be filming it.
I know, right?
We okay.
They're like, do you need any photographers? Any like people in the back? Do you need? Yeah. Oh my God. So what type of man does Quisha like?
Oh,
She's like, God damn it! I thought I was in the clear.
So I always tell people, right, the type of man that I desire or what I'm into, it doesn't have a look to it. It has a feel to it. It's about a connection. And oftentimes I find that that's the best way to go.
Right.
Anytime that I choose what I feel, that frequency, it's like there's so many beautiful men on this planet, right? Like a lot of men don't like to be called beautiful, but I will see a man and be like, yo, you are beautiful. It's sickening. But you can't be more beautiful than me. I know it's something more to that. If you in the mirror more so than I am, that's a problem because I be in the motherfucking mirror, okay? But with that being said, my type has a feel to it. And I believe that it's about value, what you actually value, the core of you, the depth of you. If there's nothing really there, I can't really do anything.
You're just an
It's
empty
very
vessel.
hard. I have been approached by men that have the world in their palms. And because I can't feel anything, it's just like that instrumental. Like the beat sounds really good, baby, but I can't make a song to it.
Right.
So that's it's the same thing. I'm just an energy person. I'm very, very big on that. And so the minute that I can be captivated by that frequency, you got me.
I love it. I'm here for it. And I know what you mean by that because it's a feeling. But only people that I feel like that are in tune with their emotions and their energy could feel it. Like the real feels, not that dopamine of lust. You know what I mean? So if there was one thing you wanted people to know about you, whether it be personal, your projects, clear any misconceptions, what would it be? And let them know.
One thing that I could have people know about me, misconceptions, is that I love hard. I'm a person that since I was a child, I went through bullying a lot, and I realized that I always wanted to be accepted, and that's something that kind of even today, you know, like it's so refreshing when I can meet women like you who are like, wow, Quisha, I think you're dope. And I'd be like, Carly, I think you're dope too. And we have a conversation and we gel very well and it evolves into something beautiful. But when I meet women and I'm like, wow, she's really dope, and I don't get that reciprocity back, I'm a little bit heartbroken. I'm not going to lie. I can be honest and vulnerable with that. It's something that most people would hide and say that you should be competitive. But for me, I love hard and I love the business, right? I love music. So when I see something in a woman or I see something in an artist or I see something in a person, I don't mind picking that out and telling you, I think you're beautiful. I think that's something, you got something there. And a lot of people are afraid to exhibit that because of the fact that they're on a competitive scale. They might be fearful or whatever, but for me, I guess maybe I just been there, done that, won that. But if it's something I could have people know about me, is that I'm a lover. I'm a big fighter too, but the love supersedes all things, you know. And if I could have it my way, I would build with as many people as I could and bring out as many of the, you know, attributes of them that make them beautiful as I could to get to, you know, a purpose, a common purpose or a common ground. So I don't know if that answers your question.
It does.
But it's just one of those things that make me melt.
I think that's very important, and I think that's beautiful, and I think that was very heartful and heartfelt. And I appreciate you coming on. I think you are such a light. I am so happy that you came on my show and was so like humble enough to be like, oh, I'll come on. And I'm humbled to have you on the show. Like, you get a lot of people that have a huge following and they are just not, they're just on a different wavelength, you know, of just realness. So I really appreciate you coming on and sitting with me and having cocktails, vibing with my crew. You know, I think that means a lot to me.
Carly, I'm grateful. And if it wasn't for people like you, I don't know where I would be, because I need to know how you feel about what I'm doing, because it's going to help me to tap into who you are and where it is that I'm going, and us just meeting, you know, eventually on the same path or the same road or on the same journey. So I'm really grateful to be here. I love Carly's crew. I love everything about the ambiance of things. I love the fact that they had so much good fruit and Jameson for me, and that they rolled out the carpet for the queen.
Yes, ma'am.
I really feel like it was 2 queens in the building, and I'm just really, really grateful to be in 2024 and gracing everything in your presence. I'm really, really grateful. So, yeah.
Thank you. I love it. I love it. Mwah. And so on that note, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Quisha, please let everybody know where they can find you.
ATL Hookah Queen. I'm going to tell you something. Don't follow me before I'm Beyonce. Otherwise, I don't know you. I'm changing my name to Who is Quisha once I get to 20K. Again, don't follow me before I'm Beyonce. Otherwise, I don't know you. Remember, I said it. Carly, Cocktails with Carly. Grrr, heroic, mosh pit, all of that.
Period. And thank you so much for watching. Of course, I am your host, Cocktails with Carly. You can find our show page at Let's Talk Over Cocktails on Instagram. My personal Instagram, which is Cocktails with Carly _. Of course, you can find us on YouTube at Let's Talk Over Cocktails. Shout out to my team in the back. Shout out to Trav in the back. If you guys love all of our beautiful lights and all this amazingness, definitely follow at The Cool One on Instagram or Creator Made. And then, of course, thank you so much for the Taste Bud King, just making his presence known. Yes. Shout out to Jack Pack in the back. Hey, listen, we good. Blessing, I haven't forgot about you. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Let's talk about it. How your cocktails with Carly. That's how you feel. Let's talk about it. How your cocktails with Carly. Tell them why you mad. Let's talk about it. Tell them how you feel. Let's talk about it. Tell them why you stressed. Tell them why you mad. Tell them why you happy. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you